Today, we're going to explore the idea of allocating funds for personal fulfillment. In other words, investing in hobbies. Hi, I'm Roger Abel, owner and wealth advisor at Premier Investments and Wealth Management. And the goal of this channel is to take you behind the wealth, to provide you insights into the world of personal finance, investing, and wealth management. Anybody watching this who knows me, I have more hobbies than about anybody. Hobbies are expensive. But that said, many of us need hobbies to decompress from the world that we live in. A lot of times I see people trying to save money on their hobbies, and that doesn't always lead to, great personal fulfillment. So today I want to talk about how to enjoy your hobby. And really this all starts with step one. And that's where you have to have a really great handle on your budget. We've talked before about, allocating and building a lifestyle budget. So I'm just going to use some of my hobbies as an example. I love to fish. I love to hunt. I love to boat. There's a lot of things I like to do. But the first thing before you can say, I'm going to go buy a boat or I'm going to go buy a farm, is you need to get a full understanding, one, of what your budget looks like, and two, are you on track for retirement? Because you can't let your personal desires of enjoyment and fulfillment completely derail your retirement. That said, I've talked with this to a lot of people, and a lot of the things that you could do from a personal enjoyment standpoint in life, you actually may or may not be able to do when you retire. So there's kind of this window that you're investing to get things accomplished in your life that aren't purely financial. And most hobbies are not gonna provide an optimal financial outcome, but that's not why you're allocating money there in the first place. Step two, in my opinion, would be create a vision board. So if you have a lot of hobbies, some people have one, that's easy. If you have a lot of hobbies, you need to start writing down what's really important to you, create a vision board, and you can start allocating money to those places after you've done that budget. This is where personalized advice is super important, because if I have an individual that came into my office and said, hey, I am an avid hunter, I want to buy some hunting ground. It's easy if you're in the hunting community to justify and tell your wife or your spouse, this is going to be an investment. Right? Because land has been a great investment. The problem is it doesn't mean it will be a great investment in the future. You're investing in your hobby. And what you can actually do in this financial plan is say, number one, are we on track for retirement? Are we saving enough for retirement? Because if you're not saving enough for retirement, you're going to have to scale back on the hobby spending, because a lot of these hobbies cost lots of thousands of dollars every single year. But if you're on track for retirement and you know how much your contribution to your retirement funds needs to be, you know what your monthly budget is, that leaves you what your discretionary amount of money you could spend is. So let's just use this example. You're gonna buy a farm because you're into hunting. Let's say you make $10,000 a month, your monthly budget's $5,000, you're saving $3,000 for retirement. That leaves you $2,000 to buy a farm. You have a goal in mind now to go look for a farm that fits your budget, and you also know that you're not putting yourself behind for retirement. The other flip side of this example is you may go through this process and realize I'm not on track for retirement. I need to increase my contributions, but that means you have to sacrifice some of the discretionary spending on your hobby, and that's okay, because honestly, there's ways to do most hobbies on a very cost-effective way. You just might need to get creative, and that's where honestly you could go out to your YouTube channel like you're on now and just go search it, because I've done this. I've looked for, hey, is there a more cost-effective way to do this? And there usually is. If you look at hunting equipment, fishing equipment, biking, it doesn't matter what your hobby is. There's always the high-end, really expensive stuff, but then there's the super cost-effective stuff, and for most people, your enjoyment level doesn't increase because you have more expensive stuff. The media will make you think it will. Your Facebook feed will make you think that, hey, you have to have this new lure, you have to have this new fishing rod, you have to have this new whatever. But most of the time, it's not needed. People who have hobbies are gonna relate with this. I love to fish. If you come to my garage, I've got more tackle than I can ever use. I have a lifetime supply. So last year I told myself, I'm not buying any tackle, I'm not buying any fishing rods, and I actually haven't. As I have less stuff because I'm using it, it actually becomes more enjoyable because I'm making it more simple and it's not quite as complicated. And I believe everybody should have their hobby be part of their life, because while we all are striving to get to retirement, retirement. There's really no guarantee that we get there. So I think it really makes sense for people to utilize a personalized financial plan, figure out if they're doing the right things to retire, and if they are, is there some discretionary money that maybe we can go allocate to our family if our family hobby is traveling or your hobby is golfing. Like, let's just figure out what we can allocate there versus blanket spending it, which is what most people do. That's really not the most mature way to kind of handle that problem. If you're looking for a way to get a personalized financial plan and figure out how you can take your interest or your hobby or your goal and put it into your financial plan, you can click the link in the description, or you can go to btwellshow.com. We'd be happy to help you get started. If you like this content and are looking for more of it, and follow us on social media. I want to thank everybody for watching and hope you enjoy your hobby.